Hello, Facebook. Hello, everybody. Marcus here. April 1st, Thursday, April 1st. This is an exciting month, April, because it is my birthday month and Jamie's birthday month. So we celebrate our birthdays. And mine's the 11th and Jamie's is the 17th. So an exciting month for us. And let's see. So we're back open tonight. It is Thursday night, which means burgers, 9.99 burgers to go. Our local beef burgers, and of course our chickpea burger if you're vegetarian. Good morning, everybody tuning in. Good morning, good morning. It's 10 o'clock, just after 10 o'clock here in New York. Then also we're doing our 2 ribeye steaks with a bottle of wine for $35. We were crushing it on that last week. Super, super busy. We're running that all of April, by the way. All of April. We have some really outstanding wines for that. Good morning, everybody tuning in. Hi, Joel. Hi, Ralph. Thank you, Joel, for the happy birthday wishes. So, I want to talk about more bad ingredients. Yesterday I did a Facebook Live that I think went on for like 45 minutes and had a lot of engagement yesterday. So thank you, everybody, if you were on that Facebook Live. Really, really appreciate the support. And I just found an interesting article this morning or an interesting post that I just wanted to follow up on. It came from the Food Babe. By the way, the Food Babe and I were named. If you don't follow the Food Babe, go follow her. Her and I were named like in 2013 or something. We're named top 5 food advocates making a difference from One Green Planet. So she's on the same mission as I am for real natural foods and promoting it. She does it full time. She actually quit her office job and went to doing just food advocacy. So she's really an inspiration. So she has a website, I think it's called foodbabe.com or foodbabekitchen.com. So check out her work. She does some really, really great stuff. So happy to, and she's really just amazing. I was really happy to be named next to her as top 5 food advocates actually making a difference in the U.S. Gabriel Cousins was on that list. There were some really icons on that list that I've looked up to for years, and to be included in that list was just amazing. So I really appreciate that nod from One Green Planet a few years ago. So the Food Babe this morning posted on her Facebook. This is why I was actually posted yesterday. This is why I campaigned to get caramel color removed from Starbucks drinks. It's now out. So she does all these great campaigns to make awareness and put food manufacturers on the spot. So they start taking out ingredients one by one. And she's been successful on a couple of these campaigns. So I guess she was able to get Starbucks to remove the caramel coloring. Folks, you don't realize caramel coloring is in so many foods. Of course, soda is the easy one. It's always in soda. When people come in and they have some of our sodas sometimes, they're like, why is your black cherry cola like clear? Why is you like your orange cream clear? I'm like, because we use organic sodas and they don't have all that funky stuff. I always make jokes. I'm like, yeah, it's albino cherry soda. It's albino black cherry soda because it's black cherry soda, but it's clear. There's no food colorings. There's no caramel colorings in it. Our cola, our Mexican cola, does have caramel coloring in it. But I want to explain to you the 4 different types of caramel coloring that you should know about. And only if it says organic caramel coloring is it the much better caramel coloring. So she goes on to say here, caramel color is one of the most ridiculous ingredients in processed foods. It is not necessary at all, and it's linked to cancer, yet so many food companies do not care. You'll find it in sodas, deli meats, beer, breads, crackers, cereal, syrups, and just about anything that is brown and overly processed. Shocking, you'll even find it in some vitamin drops for infants. The good news is that you can easily avoid it by reading ingredients on your food and cooking with fresh ingredients at home. Spread the word. So on the bottom here it says caramel color is created by reacting corn sugar with ammonia and sulfites under high pressure and temperature, which produces a byproduct 4-MEI, classified as possibly carcinogenic in humans. Now, one of the other things that includes caramel coloring that a lot of people would never suspect is balsamic vinegar. There are some balsamic vinegars you got to be very, very careful, or balsamic style vinegars that include caramel coloring. So, what are the 4 types of caramel coloring that are out there? Is the question. So let's see. I have another open window here somewhere. I want to read this so I don't get this wrong. But there are 4 different types of caramel coloring. Oh, because it's on my other computer here. So let me switch computers. All right. So there are 4 classes of caramel colors depending upon added ingredients. Class 1 is plain caramel color. Class 2 is a sulfite processed caramel color. Class 3 is an ammonia processed caramel color. And Class 4 is sulfite and ammonia processed caramel color. Organic caramel colors, like certified organic caramel colors, are Class 1 and do not contain ammonia or sulfites. So that's the difference. So you're not getting the organic version of caramel color unless you're buying an organic product made with 100% organic ingredients. And of course, caramel coloring is such a small part that they put in these products that if you buy, for example, you can buy different levels of organic foods made with 70%, made with 95%, or all certified organic. So you really have to read labels if you're really, really concerned about what you're putting into your body, because even an organic product that looks organic can still have the bad caramel coloring in it. You have to look for organic caramel coloring is what you organic caramel is what it is. As soon as I start saying coloring, I think coloring is like the difference where that those are the class 2, 3, and 4s. So of course, folks, we are what we eat, and we have the power to make that change. We have the ability read ingredients. Yesterday we did a poll on here, and about 30 people answered that poll, and everybody except for one said they either read ingredients or they want to be reading ingredients. So I think like 88% or somebody people said yesterday that they want to, that they are reading ingredients. So keep reading ingredients, keep educating yourself. We'll keep educating as well. It's super important. Just real products, right? Real products. So, and this is one of the things like when you buy smaller brands of things, they typically don't, or smaller producers, they typically are more conscious. They don't. That's not a set in stone rule, but they can be more conscious, especially when you're buying from a local farm. One of the things that's just loaded with chems are those sriracha sauces. Sriracha sauces. Have you ever picked up the ingredients and looked at sriracha sauce? And most people think, well, geez, what's wrong with sriracha sauce, Marcus? Pick up the ingredients and look at it. Sulfites, there's chemicals in there, there's preservatives in there. There's a bunch of funky ingredients in sriracha sauce, especially the one with the chicken on the front. If you spend a little more money, you can find one that's organic or no preserves in it. If you want to spend a little more money, then you can buy one from a farm, especially a local farm here. There's some great local farms here in the Northeast. One in New York, one in Massachusetts that makes an all natural organic sriracha sauce. Pricey, but well worth it. So that's it, folks, for today. I've got to get going. Got a bunch of stuff going on here. Joel's saying, "Oh no, I love it." Yeah, I love sriracha sauce too. In fact, sriracha with a little bit of mayo, like a sriracha mayo, is just like amazing. But read ingredients, Joel. You can find a good sriracha out there. There are good sriracha sauces. I don't have any with me here in the office, but we have them next door. Maybe one of my next videos will be a sriracha, in-depth sriracha video. So thanks, Barb, for the happy birthday wishes to Jamie and I. My birthday is the 11th. Jamie's is the 17th of this month. So thank you very much. Good morning, everybody who's tuning in. Hi, Connie. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. So, as always, thank you for the support. Thanks for watching. If you want to share these videos, that's fantastic. We love when people share. It's great when Jamie and I go places and people recognize us who haven't been into the restaurant, that have been watching the videos. A lot of the people are like, "Oh my gosh, I've been watching your videos for a couple of years, and I finally got a chance to come into your restaurant," and they see us out and about, and it's great. It's hard to go out in the Hudson Valley. When we go to other restaurants, we'll sit down, especially at like the bar, and like the barmaid will recognize us, the staff, like, "You're that guy from that restaurant. You're Jamie and Marcus from that restaurant." So it's really cool. So thanks for the support, the views, the sharing. Billy's saying my son's birthday is 11th too. Awesome. The 11th is a great day. So thank you, everybody. And that is it. Jamie's not in the office right now, so I'm forgetting something. It's because she's not sitting at her reminding me. So, all right, everybody, have a great day, and we will see you soon.